Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And a good morning to you. Look at the time. 8 in the morning. It's time for Coffee Ann here on ON Radio. It's Friday morning. It's May 24th. My name is Joe Callahan. That's Dave Richards right over there. Hi there. Hi there, Dave.
Hi there, Joe. Good morning, everybody. Lovely day.
Very lovely out there. And we're expecting Melissa Murray to join us. Rich Lane will join us as the morning goes on. Right. Kevin Callahan will join us.
We'll have one big happy family by the time 9 o'clock comes along.
That's right.
Because Kevin Callahan will be here, too,
yes,
I heard a rumor.
To talk about his sports show, which starts tomorrow. All right. Before we jump into everything that's important, Dave, what do you see in your email box from the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, our first segment sponsor of the Coffee Ann program?
I'm so glad you asked me, Joe. I'm just wish you would have asked me a little earlier because I closed my email this morning for no particular reason except that I didn't remember I needed it.
I forgot.
Okay, well, there it is. There's the chamber right there. Click. And what's in my email box? What you need to know. Federal overtime exemption salary requirements. What else? Also, new rules about non-competition agreements and all the rest of that stuff. This is where the rubber meets the road if you're a chamber member and you want to be sure that you are not running afoul of any new laws that were changed from when you understood them
last time
to now, right? This is very important. And so they send these things out here with lots of information and an invitation for you to register for the virtual HR round table. Let's face it, a lot of the members of the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, the majority of members in the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce do not have an HR, human resources department. The work gets done by somebody on the staff, but there's no HR professional department people who are going to be watching all the changes in the laws and know just what to do. Sometimes it's just your lowly owner who's got 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 people working for him.
You are the HR department.
And they've got, that's right, and you're the HR department too. Tag, you're it. Think of the comfort of being able to look to the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce and get the information you need to be sure that you are not making yourself or your company liable for fines. Or, of course, most of us want to do the right thing anyway, because you just got to know the right thing so that you can do the right thing and all the rest of that sort of thing. So those things are going on, and you just have to be sure of it. Membership with the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce will be customized to the size of your operation. And will always, in my opinion, I've never seen a situation, even in my tiny little business here, is always worthwhile. The return on investment is there. Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. Imagine having all this great resources in your inbox, in your email inbox, in a timely manner. Call them at 334-1000 after 9 o'clock this morning because they don't answer before 9.
Thanks, Dave. Melissa Murray's joined us at the Coffee and Table. Hi,
Good
Melissa.
Morning.
You were right, Joe. You predicted this.
Oh, yeah, right after.
You're amazing.
Right after I asked her yesterday to be here.
Can you tell her?
She said
Imagine
yes.
that. You asked me to be here,
Can
and
you tell me what I'll have
up.
for supper tonight? Will it be fish?
I don't know. All right, things going on.
Do you have to put your turban on first? Is that the deal?
Yeah,
My sources say
Like
yes.
Karnak.
Remember the magic 8-ball?
things are not looking good for the that's right. Celtics won last night, so that's good news. They're up 2 games to none.
So Melissa walks in, you're going to talk sports.
Yeah, well, real quick, they're up 2 games to none against the Indiana Pacers. They won last night, 126 to 110. Now the series shifts back over to Indiana. No. So as that moves along, did you get caught in the rain yesterday, Melissa?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, outside in the rain, no
worse,
umbrella,
worse
like
than that. She had to borrow an umbrella.
I had to borrow an umbrella, which I just returned. It was very handy. Thank you. Okay, very handy.
You have to walk somewhere?
Yeah, I had to walk and get my car across the street. So I waited for like
okay.
a not so torrential moment to do that. But
Did you
everything's
pick the right time?
I think so.
Yeah,
let's
well,
do that.
okay.
The rain was waning, but it was still quite steady.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
moderate.
Okay.
It worked
At
out
the
all right.
time.
Wow, it worked
It didn't
okay.
turn the umbrella inside out, did it?
No.
Okay.
No, there wasn't a
picked a
lot
good
of wind
time.
with it yesterday.
Right.
No.
Yeah,
But
it
we
came
were
down
we were
straight.
concerned because now she had to show up for her part-time job in the afternoon down in Providence.
Yeah.
And we didn't want her soaked
Yeah.
for that, you see.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, that
Looking like
worked
a
out
brown
well.
rat already. All right. You know the old sayings.
So I was telling Dave yesterday, because of all the rain, there was a 2-hour and 45-minute rain delay at the game in
Oh,
Worcester.
yeah.
So
This is
the-
tragedy. Listen to this.
Oh, yeah. Well,
How many
There-
kids, how many school kids, thousands
Well,
of
thousands,
school kids
'cause
across
there-
the
there
Commonwealth
were
of Massachusetts
tons of school
would
buses
bust
there.
to Polar Park?
because the game was at 12:15, and so they usually go about 12:15, and then
Yeah.
going to leave about 2:30 because
To
you got to
go
bring them
back
back
'cause
to the
there's a school
schools
trip.
so they could get their buses to go home.
But in the
Well,
meantime, they see a swell game, have
Yeah.
fun.
But the game didn't start till 3 o'clock.
Oh no! So they
all
didn't
the-
get to see
all the
any
ki-
of the game.
No, but they got their hot dogs and soda,
Oh,
and they got to run around.
that's a big
And
bummer,
then,
though.
but they had to make an announcement, especially for the kids. You know,
Yeah.
there's thunder and lightning, and you could see it all over the area.
Yeah,
Plus the
right.
rain. Please get under the concourse. That's where it's safest.
Right.
All you kids. And so they did. And the Worcester's good. They got their right now 3 mascots, soon to be 4 tomorrow. And
Really?
Yes.
they had I'll tell you about that in a minute. But they had their 3 mascots roaming around, so the kids get pictures.
thought
and
2 was
shake hands.
overkill.
Well, this is when they first started. I told Melissa this story yesterday. When they first started, okay, we gotta have there's a new team. You gotta have a mascot right away.
Right.
It's not like
and
the
it
old
was
days.
Paws.
No, that was
Paw
Pawtucket.
Sox.
He shows up occasionally, but Worcester's got to have its own.
Oh, well, okay.
They have all the the retired suits in the back.
Yes.
So
So
it's kind of
it's
come
Woo.
out and
It's
So
Woo.
it's what?
yeah.
Well,
It's not Paws, it's Woo.
no,
No?
no. They went with the yellow smiley ball face, the smiley face.
Must be
You've
tough
seen
to
it.
get
You've
somebody
seen-
into that costume.
No, a small person.
Okay.
Anyway, the smiley face was actually invented in Worcester.
Well, it was. Yes, I
Yes.
know that.
So that's their
Part of Blackstone Valley lore.
That's their first mascot is the smiley ball, and his name is Smiley. Mm-hmm. Okay, that was good, but he's not real fuzzy and warm and cuddly. We had to come up with something warm and cuddly.
If he runs
And so
after
they-
you, duck.
And so he carries a bat too. So they did, and they came up
He
with
carries a bat.
he carries a foam bat with him. Yeah.
Oh, my.
So they came up with Woofster the Wonder Dog.
Woofster the Wonder
Yes. So
Dog.
there is a shaggy dog.
Okay.
And another person in a costume.
That must be a
and the,
delight to wear in the hot weather.
the whole backstory was Smiley went to the Worcester Animal Shelter and adopted him or saved him.
Oh,
whatever.
I see.
So he lives at Pollard Park. And then once a homestand to celebrate the Latino community, the Worcester Red Sox become the Las Huepas de Worcester team. So they wanted a mascot for that. So we have Roberto the Rocket, and it's a blue rocket with a smiley face on it. So there's your third mascot. Well, they had to sit around the table. The corporate table said, you know what? Smiley and Worcester and Roberto, they're all males. We don't have a Sox. We don't have a female mascot.
Oh, my.
We have to come up with a female mascot. And so now they have. And she will be formally introduced tomorrow. Now, she's been on their website. They've sent out little vignettes.
Oh, so you're not really doing a spoiler, huh?
No, it's if you look at their website or their Facebook page, you can see the fourth mascot. Her name is Clara, the Heart of the Commonwealth. And it is literally a heart. With a little... Oh, her name is Clara because she's named after Clara Barton, who started the American Red Cross, and she is originally from Uxbridge,
Right.
close enough to Worcester. So she's got a little nurse's cap on the top of the heart.
Yeah.
And you can tell it's a female because the eyelashes coming off the eyes.
Right.
And she's wearing
Stereotypical.
and she's
Yeah, and
wearing
then she's wearing a skirt.
She's wearing a white skirt with the Red Cross symbol on it.
Okay.
So Clara the heart.
It screams
is their
baseball
fourth.
right there.
Well, I
Someone
want to
said
know.
this is a good idea. So
I
there
wa-
we go. We got our fourth mascot.
I want to know when they're going to go for the LGBTQ mascot.
Give it another couple of years. Someone will wear like a pride rainbow shirt.
Yeah.
And but I don't know what you pick to be the mascot. What do you pick? Another animal? Do you pick another
A rainbow.
Or if
a
it's
rainbow?
going to be.
But what does the
Yeah.
costume look like? So I don't know.
Who knows? I mean, why not at this point just keep going with the mascots?
every
non-binary.
2 years,
Well,
every
Every
3
2
years,
years,
come up with
you
another
have a
one.
whole
If you
cast
get
of
9
characters.
mascots, you can
Feel
field
like
a
a
team.
baseball team.
That's right.
and on occasion, Paws and Socks do make an appearance at Polar Park.
I see.
If it's a big thing they're doing, they show up. The other mascot that shows up at Polar Park is Orson. Do you know who Orson is?
He's a bean.
No, that's a burnt person.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know who Orson is?
No.
Michelle?
No.
I mean Melissa. Orson is the Orson polar bear from Orson Polar Beverages.
Oh.
And Polar Park
He has
is
a
named.
name?
That polar bear has a name.
I knew Orson before he had
And
a name.
he's Orson and wears a blue shirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Orson.
I
pops
did
up
not know that
every
the
now and then.
polar.
The Orson, the
Yeah, that he
Polar
had a name.
Beverages polar bear is Orson. Now you know.
Now I know.
All right, so that's enough on that. We did
Yes,
get,
I would say.
we got the press release yesterday, and if you haven't already heard, it is official, and maybe you've already heard. But Bob Phillips has decided not to run for Woonsocket Mayor, but will seek re-election to his U.S. House seat.
I was out of state and I heard it.
Wow, that's someone yelled really loud, huh?
So I'm just saying, you know,
was
it's
making the
like-
rounds, huh?
Right.
We're a city, but we're relatively small town.
So, wow.
Yeah.
So when I got the press release yesterday afternoon, I said to myself, well, everybody knows this. Do we have to put this on here right now?
The answer is yes.
Yeah, right. Okay.
He's quoted in his press release saying, quote, I have experienced the passing of my brother-in-law and my cousin within the past 2 months,
That's sad.
and that has made me focus on the desire to spend more time with his wife Nancy and the rest of the family. If I can't put 100% effort into the job of being mayor, it would not be beneficial to the people of the city I have proudly served, unquote. So, but he still says, okay, but I now will seek re-election to a seat which he has held since 2011. So there you
and
go.
I think he's done an admirable job in that seat.
So now he's in a fight now with Garrett Manseri.
Well, hopefully he won't. They won't
dear.
fight.
Well, not literally fight.
No.
They're in a
Uh,
campaign.
Well, you
Yeah,
never
yeah,
know in
right.
politics, Joe.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see that happening with those two. But
No.
yeah, that's
Well,
a race
they're
that.
both vying for the seat.
Correct.
Yeah. So,
Correct.
All right. And as I mentioned this day, with Bob pulling out of the mayoral race, that means as of right now, May 24th, there is no primary for mayor.
There is.
There is a primary?
There's a third person that's intending to run.
Oh,
Michael Disney.
That Michael Disney is going to
Yep.
pull papers?
That's his.
Now, Dave mentioned that
he's
too
done
off
it-
the
he's-
air.
He's done it before
All
in
right.
cause primaries, and he wants to be part of the process.
Yep.
This is important to Michael, and we don't want to belittle this because I mean he's never made a real showing in any of the elections previously. So, but that's not our purpose in talking about him this way. We're just saying that this is what he does. And this is what brings joy into his life and makes him feel like he's part of the community. And
Political
although
process.
he never breaks double digits in any election, at the same time, there's always the next election, isn't there? You never know.
never know.
I mean, I think that if Michael Disney ran for president, he'd have a shot this year. Because everyone loathes the two major party candidates. And that's why I think, in reality, Mr. Kennedy, if he wasn't such a wingnut, would actually have
Yeah.
a chance at winning, but he keeps alienating people with his comments and his stands. All right, but so symbolically, Michael would have a better chance of becoming president of the United States because people hate the two people who are running. In our election here in November, the
I
two
feel you-
announced candidates that remain, I don't think have that liability.
All right.
I feel like Michael Disney, if he ran for president, he would definitely take Woonsocket.
You know, that's a good way of
Honestly,
putting
it'd be an
Possible, yeah.
anti-vote, like, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I know
yeah.
we're being a little jocular
No,
about
no,
it,
but-
the fact is, yeah.
It's Woonsocket. Politics is a fickle thing.
I do like to follow what is going on with Robert Kennedy and his campaign.
Yeah.
And they've done two things over the last couple
They
of days.
stopped using his late uncle's ads,
No. They have filed a complaint with the FEC. I think that's what it is.
Federal
Election
Commission.
Committee.
Okay.
For not being allowed to be part of the debate.
Right.
And then his other thing he's done, because he's good friends with Elon Musk, and the request has gone out to do a second debate on X, formerly Twitter. So the invitations are going out to both Trump and to Biden to do a debate with Robert Kennedy on X. And they keep saying you will get more people watching this debate on X than you will on CNN.
Absolutely.
Now, that's
Yeah.
according to
I
Elon Musk.
agree.
Probably.
Okay, there you go.
There are people watching us on X right now.
Well, right, yeah. Because that's what Musk keeps pointing. How many subscribers they have is far more than what CNN has
You know
on their
what?
cable channel.
I can't even imagine the comments. The comments are going to just be absolutely.
On that one?
Oh, yeah. Awful.
Well, the most I saw were supporters of Robert Kennedy.
No, but I mean
thinking, this is such a great idea.
No, the comments like during the debate on X. Like,
Yeah. I guess they didn't get to specifics, but I just made the assumption that Musk would ask the questions and like that. So, well, we'll see where it goes with his complaint to the FEC. See if that falls on deaf ears or does anything.
but there are certain criteria that you have to meet in order to participate.
And
And
he
if you don't meet that criteria, then you don't get to participate, and that's always been that way.
But he keeps pushing, and I don't know if he's got enough
well.
time because he's not on every ballot in the United States.
Right,
And
right.
I don't know where he stands in Rhode Island. His next
Not
battleground state, or his next state he's going after is Massachusetts. He says he has enough signatures to get on the ballot there, but he just keeps going one state at a time. The last big state he got was Texas. So, all right.
We'll see.
Just I just keep looking over to see what are you doing now? What's okay? All right. There, okay. So I'm glad to see that Rhode Island has joined the U.S. Department of Justice and 29 other states in the antitrust suit against Live Nation, the parent company of Ticketmaster.
Yes.
Because if you've ever bought tickets through Ticketmaster, oh yeah, the tickets are $60, and then okay,
Plus this, plus that.
but
well,
then
yeah,
and then when
all
you
these
come to the
ridiculous.
end, okay, I want 2 tickets. Okay, that's $120, and now your price is $340, and you're like,
Yeah.
what has happened?
It's really awful.
I'm exaggerating, of course, but
Right,
that's
yeah,
what,
but I
that's
mean,
what it
it's-
seems like.
Yeah, just the fees.
You're not
and the
exaggerating
add-ons.
as much as people might think so.
Yeah.
Seriously,
bad.
it's sticker shock
out
by
of
the time you
control.
actually have to pay.
Yeah,
Yep.
this fee and that fee and the other fee, and because we can fee.
Because they can.
it's
Yeah,
like, what?
exactly. That's what happens when people have monopolies.
I'm like, I want the old day. I don't know if Melissa remembers the old days. Dave remembers of camping out at the event place, or
To get a ticket.
To get a ticket, and you walked up and you talked to the person behind the glass.
Yep.
What's available now?
And they're like, click, 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 click,
Yep,
click, click,
and
click.
here you go. And they
We have
actually
this.
and
No,
they
I
actually
don't want that.
handed
Click,
you
click, click,
yeah.
click, click, click.
They actually handed you 2 tickets.
Yeah.
Here
And
you
So
That's
you
right.
knew that they were good tickets and they weren't just
Yes.
electronic
Stuff you get-
facsimiles.
Scalpers.
Yeah, now
What used to be scalpers
That's
with
right,
tickets.
and this bugs Dave like crazy because he if you buy through Ticketmaster now, we send you the ticket through your. It's not even through email anymore. You gotta get the Ticketmaster app, and you can either pull it up there or you can send it to your Apple Wallet, whichever is more convenient
Right.
for you. And that's what you do. You show your phone, and they scan it on your way in now, and that's
And you
just how
can't
it's done.
even take a screenshot
No.
and try to send it to somebody else because every time you open it, it's a different code.
But I have in the past I have bought 4 tickets.
And they're all in your phone, so
But
everyone has to be with you.
they're in my Apple Wallet, but
Yeah.
I can send
You can email them.
one to somebody else. Now, okay, now you have it.
That way, if you get sick, you can still
Yes.
they can still go. But,
But,
yeah,
I know this is Ticketmaster, but I did it with the airline, Dave. When I last flew on JetBlue. Here's
I've always
here's
done
your-
that.
Here's your boarding pass. Okay, I sent my boarding pass to my son because he lived in Maine. I go, if anything goes wrong, here's your boarding pass, and Jocelyn, here's yours. So they had it on their phone, ready to go.
yep.
So that is
Well,
the
that's
wave
fine.
of the future. But anyway, back to Ticketmaster.
It's
I
real
hope this
simple,
works.
folks. If you don't like the way they're doing it, just don't go to the concerts.
To some people, that's not an option.
I
either.
understand it's not an option, but then you've made that choice, and the only other alternative you have, if you've made the choice that it's worth the baloney,
Yeah.
but you don't like the situation, get a hold of your friendly neighborhood attorney general to sue the company that's causing you trouble.
There used to be another ticket ticket
It's the
person.
American way.
What was the other ticket company that sold concert tickets and sports tickets?
What?
There was another one.
StubHub?
No, they're still in business. Not the second market. It was a Ticketmaster. It's something like Ticket Pro or something like that.
Yeah, I forget.
But they're just not around anymore. I
Right.
don't know if they went out of business or Ticketmaster just grabbed them
Well,
up.
Ticketmaster used to be independent.
Yeah,
And they were purchased by Live Nation.
Live Nation. Yeah. so that lawsuit will the antitrust lawsuit. Who knows when it's going to take
But the
place,
biggest
though.
problem with Live Nation is that, well, when you talk Live Nation, you're basically talking about the people who control the artists,
Yeah.
even though that's the corporate entity. Ticketmaster was purchased so that they can now control the tickets. And so that's where they crossed the line into being a monopoly.
And the bands always say, we got nothing to do with the ticket
That's
prices.
That's
It's
right.
just-
Right.
It's completely out of our control, kind of thing. So, all right. In Live Nation, they're always big, and they did it again this year. The Xfinity Center, Great Woods out there in Mansfield, $25 tickets.
Yeah.
Of course, you're out on the lawn, and it's only for a few shows.
On the berm.
You're not even. You're not under the. You might be slightly under the overhang because
Maybe.
I've gotten caught in the rain
Yeah.
there with the $25 tickets.
Yeah, but then again, after your fees and whatever, it's $50. It's not really 25. It sounds great. It's great. Oh, I should get those.
Yeah,
This is a good
yeah.
deal. And then you're like, how much money am I spending? All right, Dave. What do you see at the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce?
Lots of stuff, Joe. We don't have time to get into all of it because, seriously, it gets to be pretty complicated sometimes when you're doing a radio show and he asks you when you weren't paying attention what's going on. Geez, I just keep trying to vamp here until I
What?
get to the list. Networking pop-up. That was this week. Next week, it's the HR Roundtable we told you about. Not much going on, Joe. So 334-1000, give them a call. Find out how you can be a member of the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. But call after 9.
All right. Comments and questions can be called in the Coffee and Panel, 766-1240.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something they take, well, personally. Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't. Because helping you get coverage you want with savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. One telephone number, 765-5000. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
ON AM and FM.
All right, it is Coffee and here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here, along with Dave Richards and Melissa Murray. And Rich Lane is joining us at the Coffee and Table. Hello there, Rich.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Nice to have you there with us. We're going to get to Rich and what's going on at the Post in just a minute. But the governor of Rhode Island, that would be Dan McKee, has
Yeah,
nominated
guess so.
Michelle Reddish as the Cannabis Office Administrator. She will be responsible for overseeing and administering all the cannabis use across the state. Just sounds like you have to go see her to buy, is what it really sounds like. But that's not true. But Melissa, you have to vote on this nomination.
You have to give advice and consent.
Advice and
consent.
consent.
Oh,
That's
so-
right.
so-
And
all right.
and that will go to
Do you have any advice for the governor in this?
not yet. That will go to Judiciary
It will.
Committee.
Okay.
Yes, right. And so how this works is when the governor appoints a certain person, it goes to the appropriate committee. And so if you don't happen to be on that committee and you're in, another committee and then over in another committee and like ping-ponging back and forth, you kind of have to rely on your colleagues in the committee which the person is in front of to like keep you up to speed. Because you can't be everywhere at once, and there's, we're a part-time
Because the
legislature.
simultaneous committee meetings in different rooms.
Yep. So I might be in finance, but I have one of my
Yeah,
bills
but
in
if you have the
commerce.
Capital
and then
TV app, you could be watching in the other room.
I could be, but not all. Yeah, I do have the Capital TV app actually, and
I was joking.
I will opine on that off air. But but
I
yeah,
was joking. I didn't mean
you-
to get you into that.
No. Like, it I'll tell you about it later.
All right.
But yeah. So I could be watching the Capital TV app, but then I wouldn't have my attention for the people who are actually physically in front of me. who
Yeah,
are
that would be rude.
testifying,
That would be
right?
rude.
So-
You wouldn't do that.
But yeah, no, especially this time of year, you're in your committee, and sometimes you're in two committees that are meeting on the same time, so you have to ping pong back. And then you're in committee A, but then you have a bill in committee B, so then you have to dodge out, introduce your bill, come back, and then you have another bill in committee C and D, and it's just
Yeah, you had to
crazy.
go to Judiciary yesterday because they had a bill up in front of them, right? Was it Judiciary I was thinking of? I was looking at the agenda, the media advisory, and there was a bill of yours that was going up in committee yesterday.
Oh yes,
I thought it was
in front of
Judiciary.
finance.
Was it Finance, not
Yeah,
Judiciary?
yeah.
Okay. Finance, sorry.
That's okay. I was like, how did you know that I had a bill in finance? No.
Because all that stuff comes to the
I know.
station, you know. You can't get away with anything anymore.
No, they
I mean,
sent out
you've-
a press
you've
release
hired
of we
4,000 out-of-work reporters from newspapers to make sure that everybody
Press release.
knows. Yeah,
Senator Murray
everybody knows
sneezed in
what
committee.
wonderful, fine individuals you legislators are, and everything is spun.
She declined
know,
to say
in-
that if she had COVID or not.
No, I was about to say, it's just allergies.
So I just find the whole thing amusing because you got to do it with the advice and consent.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Ms. Reddish, how often have you used marijuana
I
in
like
your
those.
life?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Interesting.
I,
but
I
no,
like those in salads, by the way.
Reddish? You mean radishes?
Just a joke. But did you read further down? I'm getting the idea this lady's from Oklahoma, and she was doing something in Oklahoma, and there's no room for advancement, so she thought she'd come over to Rhode Island to be the weed czar.
I don't know how you got Oklahoma
That's,
out of
that's
this
your
story.
that's your slogan
oh,
for now.
no, there it
the
is. You're right.
weeds are. Yeah, I know.
She's currently the chief operating officer of the Oklahoma Medical Marijuana Authority.
Yeah,
Okay.
So she's got
Yeah.
no room for
she's got
advancement.
her hands in
Experience,
marijuana
right?
Let's
Yeah.
let's go be weed czar in the biggest little state in the union.
because they need the help. So there you go. All right.
But I mean, she will go before the committee. That you'll have. You have to fill out an ethics form.
Does
You
she
have
have
to
to be
declare.
sober when she does it?
Well, yes. We don't swear. We don't swear people in. Sometimes we should. But yeah, she'll have her whole resume and
CV.
just
Yeah.
CV and.
Are you high
sworn,
now?
and,
Sworn statement that you've paid your taxes, you know, consistently for the last X years, and any property
Basically,
you own.
I'm not a
and-
creep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
okay.
It's pretty intense. Yep.
All right. Down in West Warwick, near Route 2, which is kind of on the Warwick-West Warwick line, there's a black bear roaming around.
In the woods.
Looking for food. Loving the bird feeders.
Yeah. Don't
Knock
feed
those-
the bears.
tasty seeds.
Knock those babies down and, ooh, mealtime. So, yeah. And then the state says, by the way, if you spot a black bear, and there could be one roaming around up here, but you never know.
Sure.
Don't call the police department. Call the State Department of Environmental Management.
Right,
I
that's
don't know,
their deal.
I don't know who's going to remember that. I think people will panic.
Oh
and
yeah, 'cause
immediately
everybody's
call
got
the
the
police.
DEM's number right on
Right
the top
there.
Yeah,
of
we're
the
on
list.
speed
There you
dial.
go. It's right on speed dial. That's right. Nope. Hello, please. There's a black bear swimming in my pool.
Let's not be
Well-
racist now. It's a bear.
Oh, I say it's not a black bear. The other bear story was there was a man from Massachusetts that was out west in Yellowstone. I think it was Yellowstone. Got mauled by a grizzly bear.
Oh.
So I'm not sure what his extent of his injuries were, but so the
Well, they're usually
grizzlies.
significant
Yeah.
by the time a
Yeah.
grizzly's
Grizzly-
done with you.
Grizzlies
Respect
are tough.
nature.
Black bears will leave you alone unless you antagonize them.
Well,
of
sure.
course, for the most part.
Yeah, especially if it's a mama bear. You better
Look out
watch
for
out.
look out for the yeah. If you see a cub, be wary. There's
Don't touch it.
There's a
Don't.
mom around somewhere, and they are fast and they can climb trees.
Yes,
So,
very quickly.
you don't know
More
where you're gonna
quickly
go.
than you can.
Well, they got 4 pairs of claws to get up the tree faster. So, all right. So let's take our another break here on the Coffee Ed program, so we can talk about what's going on with the with what's going on at the Post.
But before
This
you do,
weather
this weather
forecast-
forecast is sponsored by Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to save big this Memorial Day at Lowe's. Get the hottest deals now before they're gone. Save big this Memorial Day. Lowe's knows. Summer savings.
Thanks, Dave.
Sunny skies today with a high of 83. Tonight, clear. Overnight low of 54. Saturday's weather, sunshine and 80 degrees. Sunday, mostly sunny skies and a high of 77. Monday, Memorial Day, a trace chance of a shower, mostly cloudy skies with a high of 71. Monday night, rain. Tuesday, a 60% chance of more rain. Cloudy skies, becoming partly sunny Tuesday with a high of 77. Wednesday, partly sunny with a high of 75. And on Thursday, mostly sunny and a high of 64.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street with sunny skies. We are at 74 degrees.
Say when you need a new vacuum cleaner, don't make the big box stores your first stop. Visit the experts at Marion's Sew and Vac in Bellingham. Marion's has in stock the upright Sebo brand vacuum cleaners. They're incredibly durable, lasting an average of 20 to 25 years. Sebo vacuum cleaners have hospital-grade filtration installed on each machine. This filtration removes more than 99% of all airborne particles. Marion Sew and Vac can service your vacuum cleaner and sewing machine too. The experts on vacuum cleaners and sewing machines are at Marion Sew and Vac on Pulaski Boulevard in Bellingham.
Marion Sew and Vac voted silver in ON Radio's Best of the Blackstone Valley in Best Housekeeping. Marion Sew and Vac, one of the best of the Blackstone Valley.
Are you planning a special dinner party or celebrating a major event? Regardless of the reason, Michael's Meats of Cumberland can elevate your next meal from ordinary to extraordinary with meats so good your guests will ask you where you got it. Tell them Michael's Meats. Michael's Meats offers weekly specials. This week through May 29th, Michael's has certified Angus trimmed beef sirloin tri-tips for $9.88 a pound. Michael's Meats is in the Walgreens parking lot on Mendon Road in Cumberland, just north of the Seabra Plaza. They're open Monday through Saturday starting at 9 in the morning, making your next meal truly special. Michael's Meats.
Hi, my name is Rob Bozak. I'm the owner and operator of Michael's Meats, and just want to wish everyone a safe and happy holiday weekend. And also want to take the time to just acknowledge the men and women that have served this country faithfully and their sacrifice and their families that have sacrificed, and say thank you. We'll be open the holiday weekend, Saturday regular hours. We are closed Sunday, but we will be open Monday, Memorial Day, 8:30 to 1:30.
Casey Kasem has unlocked the American Top 40 Vaults and is replaying original shows from the 70s. This week, Casey takes you back to May 27, 1978. That's when Jimmy Buffett enjoyed a cheeseburger in paradise. Andy Gibb was shadow dancing. George Benson performed on Broadway. And Michael Johnson was feeling bluer than blue. You'll hear those songs and all the top 40 hits from May 27, 1978, right here on American Top 40, the 70s.
This portion of Coffee In is sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
The Valley Breeze has been a local news leader since its founding in 1996, and more people are reading our stories today than ever before. We believe our mission of making our community stronger by telling their stories is not just a tagline, but a way of life for our staff as they connect with you, our loyal readers and advertisers. Our team thanks you for always reading, always reaching out, and always helping toward our shared vision. Check out any of our 5 editions or visit valleybreeze.com for more.
It's Coffee In on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards, Melissa Murray, and Rich Lane. And we always bring in Rich on Friday so he can tell us what's going on at the Post for this upcoming weekend and stuff for the future.
Yes. Well, things are happening, so I'm actually not writing down notes anymore. I'm actually doing looking
on
at
the
my
phone. Wow,
Yeah,
very, very 20th
yeah,
century.
I know it, huh? It was funny because I was reading something this morning real quick before I get to the post office. I'm reading something this morning real quick on a Facebook posting, and it had something about, we were the generation that was born in the 50s and 60s, and take a look at our generation. Seriously, that generation. Dave and Melissa's too young. Joe's too young. But haven't we gone through? I think our age group has gone through the most changes ever
In technology? you
in
mean?
technology and everything. You got to remember, we used to dial O for the operator to call long distance. Now, boom, cell phone. Here we go. Right? FaceTime and just computers. We were there with the big towers for computers, and now, God, you know.
Well, it's difficult to agree with you when I'm thinking about the people who grew up without automobiles or telephones and stuff like that, and you talk about the changes that they went through because of those inventions. But in the 20th century, society made more change since World War II to the end of the decade, if you count all the little changes. Big changes at the end of the 19th century into the 20th century, that's big fundamental changes. All the smaller changes happened since World War II. So if you counted the number of changes, there would be more. You're right. But the significance of each change was smaller, but there were many more of them.
I
Would you agree, Melissa, your historical knowledge?
Historical knowledge that goes back to 1974.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. I mean, I still have to remind myself today that Pascoag isn't a toll call. That Pawtucket isn't a toll call because it used to charge you money, right? And growing up in Burrillville, I lived in the village of Pascoag. If you called a friend in Naseville, one of the western villages, they were on the Woonsocket Telephone Exchange. Pascoag had its own exchange, and it was a toll call to call your friend lived near Wright's Farm. From high school.
I still remember my home phone number from when I was a kid. I think everybody
do.
does, and I remember my best friend's number.
Yeah.
Oh, that I don't remember. For
I
friends'
do,
phone
yeah,
numbers.
and I don't know any numbers now. But also, like when I want to give somebody my number,
You gotta look it up?
I always go to write it down on a piece of paper, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah, just
Well,
text
what's your
it.
number? I put it in my phone, and then I text them, and I say, this is Melissa. But like, it's so much work to do that. I could just write it down on a piece of paper and hand it to you, and you could put it in your pocket and then lose it, and then have to ask me again, and just like in the
You get
old
it again.
days.
Dave, I was trying to give
Or you
us.
could memorize
I
it.
was trying to
give
give
us
us
some
some
cred?
some old farts credit for being like the
Withstand all the
smartest
changes?
generation ever. Yeah,
Well,
you know.
we remember further back, when a simpler time.
Yes, we do.
We do.
Yes, we do.
Where you would pick up the phone and ask for, an outside line.
Yeah.
Or tell the operator where you wanted to call, or whom you wanted to call, and all the rest. Yeah, that was
But
very,
I'm just
very
saying,
different.
it just made me think of just all the changes and everything from when I was a kid.
And
to
it was
now.
so much simpler back
Yeah.
then,
Oh, God.
Rich, because you could just take a potato, which were very inexpensive back then, and you could stuff it in the tailpipe of a old 46 Plymouth, and they couldn't start the car, and they didn't know why.
What's going on at the Post?
There you go.
What's going
Going
on at the
Well,
Post?
that's where we started.
I'm just trying to say, look how high compression engines. Look how society has changed.
Okay, but excuse my funky glasses.
I love the
again,
glasses.
Right? But
Wear those funky glasses.
Yes. My granddaughter, I gotta love her for these. But anyhow, tonight we have a acoustic to two people, I guess. From what I've never heard these people before, but I understand they're fantastic. So tonight at the Post, we have Deep River Acoustic Project. They're going to be playing inside the hall this evening from 7 to 10 p.m. No cover charge, of course. And come on in, have some beverages, and listen to some real nice music. And tomorrow evening is when we're going to open up the outside pavilion, and we're going to have a rock band doing some classic rock. Wicked West are going to be playing from 7 to 11 p.m. Tomorrow evening at the Post on Saturday. So those are two good things for you to come down for if you've never been down to American Legion Post 85, and seeing that it is also Memorial Day weekend. Come on down and take a look at our Eternal Flame Memorial site. I will be going up there this morning to do. I did a lot of landscaping around there with the commander in the last couple of weeks, but I'm going to go up there and fine tune a little bit today. So like I said, come on down tonight and tomorrow night and listen to the bands and visit the Eternal Flame site. One thing I did want to mention on things going on is on Monday, this Monday, Memorial Day, May 27th, there's going to be this City of Woonsocket is going to be, along with the United Veterans Council, we're going to have a ceremony going on at the World War II Veterans Memorial Park right off of Social Street. So if you got nothing to do and you really want to pay your respects and show, because the difference between Memorial Day and Veterans Day and Armed Forces Day. Armed Forces Day took place about a week ago, and that's when we honor those that are in uniform.
Right.
Memorial Day is when you honor those that given the ultimate sacrifice during wartime. And then, of course, Veterans Day is when you honor those that are veterans, basically. So that's the difference between the three. But if you want to show some respect and some love for those of even the ultimate sacrifice, either come on down and make a visit to our Eternal Flame site at 870 River Street down at the American Legion Post, or come on down on Monday down to World War II Veterans Memorial Park at 11 a.m. and you can do your thing there.
There'll be some limited seating there at the World War II Park. And if you're wondering for a landmark, if you have not yet seen the new memorial that has been put there, which is one reason why the UVC wanted to have it there instead of Davison Avenue, it's directly across from the obelisk at World War II Park.
Yep.
Now I have to look up obelisk.
Well, everyone knows where
Everyone
that
knows
obelisk, the thing that looks like the Washington Monument.
buddy.
That's right at the crossroads.
thing.
The crossroads between the former Snow Street, the rest of the park, and Social Street.
Near the cannon.
Was two cannons very close
There you
by
go.
as
Now
well.
I know where, now I know where you are.
Okay.
But another thing I wanted to remind people of out there.
obelisk is?
Oh, Dave's fired up this morning, ain't he? But on June 15th, we are going to have a country fest down at American Legion Post 85.
Which country, by the way?
Country music
Okay.
fest. I should clarify. Correct. I learned a lot sitting here with you, Dave. Honestly, I really do. Articulate, Rich. Articulate. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. But it's Country Music Fest. We are going to have a band called Salty Sister Project, which are three wonderful young ladies that have acoustic guitars and sing wonderful harmonies. They're going to be appearing from 1 to 4 p.m. Then at 4 p.m. on June 15th, we're going to have DJ Ken is going to be spinning some country tunes from 4 to 7. And then at 7 p.m., we're going to have Bulletproof, country band that's well known around the area that's going to be doing their style of country music. So June 15th, Saturday, June 15th,
They
it's
were
going to
going
be
to
a
call
great
that
time.
band Kevlar, but it's a trademark name. They couldn't call
Can't
them
use it.
that.
We'll be sued.
Oh.
I like bulletproof better.
But we're gonna have a pig
Has
roast.
that liquor idea in it, right?
These guys are fired up today. I'm telling you right now. Melissa, did you do this to them?
I did nothing.
What
I
did
did
you do
nothing.
for crying out? But anyhow, they're going to have a pig roast on June 15th. The bands are free.
Do
Come
the
on.
pigs know?
The pigs. We're going to have a pig roast on June 15th. It's going to be a charge for the food, of course. I think we're going to have some vendor trucks with hot dogs in hamburgers. God. But we're going to have a good time on June 15th.
Will Dean
anyhow.
Martin be
come-
there
You
for the
did,
pig
Dean
roast?
may go. I don't know. Elvis will be in the house. I have no idea. But anyhow, come on down and visit the post. Either that or you can look on the WON website for events. They have all these things listed down there. Melissa does a good job in posting all that stuff. So, yeah, just look there. And Dave looks like he wants to get to the Valley Breeze, so I will go that way.
Yes, let's get another message from the Valley Breeze. This segment sponsor of Coffee and.
You betcha. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Rich.
Yes.
The Cumberland Lincoln edition of the latest Valley Breeze is in my hands right now, folks. And just taking a quick look at the front page, as we do each week, Ethan Shorey has a big story here about the paving list in Cumberland, which they have as portion of the first page. they did it for Woonsocket, it would take the first 3 pages of the Valley Breeze because we pave so many of our own roads here. But there's 12 great roads in, no, not great, that's in Lincoln. There's
confusing.
12
That's confusing, Dave.
fantastic roads
Actually, it's in North Smithfield.
Cumberland that are going to be repaved. You can see the list in the Valley Breeze. From Lincoln, Sophia Barr reports that what everybody else is wondering, but finally the Lincoln Zoning Board stood up and said, huh? After the most recent power grab by the legislature in Rhode Island, neutralizing basically local zoning boards, the Lincoln Zoning Board actually stood up in public and said, are we even relevant anymore? What are we doing here? Because the state has taken over everything. Okay, well, you can read all about it with Sophia's story there. In the Cumberland-Lincoln Valley Breeze, now I bring up into my hands the North Smithfield, Woonsocket, and Blackstone Valley Breeze newspapers. And here, got a big picture there and a nice story about Banditos opening in Woonsocket. Joe, you know all about that. Also, of course, in North Smithfield, the DPW director says the automated trash program will help us clean up our act. And yes, you're throwing out too much trash. And no, the town's new automated trash collection program isn't as complicated as you think it is. So quit thinking about what you're hearing at the coffee shops in North Smithfield. Read the story from Ethan Shorey in the Valley Breeze. Then we have 2 other stories here from Woonsocket. They have the listing of the 10 top students at Mount St. Charles Academy. They don't just mention 2, they have the top. Okay. But they do have little thumbnail photos of Ms. Marcoux and Misters Hebert and Iaconi, I think is how he says his name. Of course, graduation at Mount will be on June the 9th at 1 p.m. And they have the whole thing there about the salutatorian, the graduation master of ceremonies and the valedictorian. And it says also here, Ethan Shorey has some quotes in here that the city of Woonsocket and its city council, in its meeting this past week, I should say, was set to vote on a resolution expressing the city's future intent to formally terminate the receipt of, and here's your latest boogeyman, merchant liquid sludge. Doesn't sound very appetizing. But the people who know down at the treatment plant know that this is what's causing most of the odor at the treatment plant. And it's not that we shouldn't have a treatment plant, it's that we're taking in too much merchant liquid sludge.
From other towns.
Well, we take it from anywhere, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
yeah, right.
Massachusetts
It's being
also.
trucked up here in big trucks.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, that's the deal. And while they continue to try to improve the facility, they say that just not taking that variety of stuff is going to improve Woonsocket's life tremendously. Read all about it in the Valley Breeze newspapers, free where you shop every Thursday.
All right, thanks, Dave. More coffee ads coming up. Stay tuned.
Wow, can you believe Gators Pub is celebrating its 35th year in business? Maybe the key to Gators' success is our super friendly staff. Or maybe the fact that the chefs at Gators are constantly making some of the freshest and most delicious dishes around. If you've never been, come on down and check out our great lunch specials from Monday through Thursday. They also offer complimentary soup during lunch. Watch the Boston Red Sox on one of our many TVs while enjoying classic apps like fresh potato skins or our famous pita chips. Come watch a volleyball game and have a burger or one of our newest cocktail creations. Gators is located on Route 102 in North Smithfield, about 1 mile before Wright's Chicken Farm. Come say hello.
A message from the Carew Investment Group, 68 Cumberland Street, at the corner of Clinton and Cumberland Streets here in Woonsocket. The Carew Investment Group offers you personal management of investment accounts. Depending on what you're looking for, whether it be to enhance your current income, a 401k rollover, or retirement income, we'll put together a plan for you. We focus on using quality dividend-paying stocks of companies that you know, investment quality bonds, exchange-traded funds, and use the advantages offered by IRAs. You can contact Paul or Ed at the Carew Investment Group anytime for a free no-obligation portfolio review at 765-8880. Our office is at 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket, and that telephone number again is 765-8880. You can also email Ed at ed@carewinvestmentgroup.com or visit the website at www.carewinvestmentgroup.com. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA, and SIPC. Advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Hello, my name is Paul Lavalley, and I'm from the Woonsocket Council Knights of Columbus. We are sponsoring a scholarship fund raffle tickets that'll benefit the Woonsocket Catholic School Regional School System. There are only 100 tickets being sold. They are $50 each. The first prize is $1,200. The second prize is $500. The third prize is $300. You can contact any Knight of Columbus or myself at 401-651-5533 to purchase tickets. Thank you.
It's Coffee and on ONAM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here, along with Rich Lane, Melissa Murray, Dave Richards. Will also be joined by Kevin Callahan. Hi, Kevin.
Hey, Joe. How are you?
Good. Before we get to you, we're going back to Rich for just a second here because Rich wanted to mention about some of the monies you got for the Eternal Flame.
Yeah, real quick. Brian Thompson, the city councilman from here in Woonsocket, and Mayor Beauchamp, if either are listening out there, I want to thank you so much. I couldn't mention a lot of it for the last couple of weeks, but because I wanted the final vote to go through. But last Monday, they appropriated a very nice sum of money from the city council out of ARPA funds to the American Legion Post 85 and the United Veterans Council. And those funds, and if you remember a couple of months ago, I was deeply concerned about the Eternal Flame being shut down because of cost. They appropriated a good amount of money, not only to the Eternal Flame to help us keep the gas going up there, but a good amount of money for our courtesy vehicle to help us pay for the insurance to take our veterans to their medical appointments.
It's because they appreciate what you're doing out there.
Well, you know, it's just showing it. And believe it or not, you know, for all the complaining that sometimes the veterans do that we're not recognizing stuff, for the city of Woonsocket to step up like they just did, and for the people to support it on that city council and Mayor Beauchamp, you don't know what that means to the heart of veterans. And I'm sitting here as a veteran telling you it does my heart good, and it makes me feel so appreciative that veterans are finally being recognized for the services that we provided for this country. So, and Melissa, I'll mention you in that too. You've supported the veterans out of American Legion Post 85 with, you know, helping us with grant money and stuff, so thank you to you too.
You're very welcome.
All right, very good. Thanks, Rich. All right, so Kevin, tomorrow's the big day. Your call-in sports talk show starts tomorrow.
Yes.
We spent, like I told Dave, we spent a good 30 seconds coming up with the name. Kevin's Sports Show. Pretty good, huh? Hey, wow. Well, it says what it is.
I thought it was overly complicated myself.
But it starts tomorrow, 9 to 10 in the morning. You'll be taking calls at 766-1240. What do you see the show being?
And why does the world need another sports show? Explain this to us, Kevin.
The
you can't have
demand
enough.
is out there. It's
Okay.
also supply and demand, Dave. No,
I
it's,
see.
Thanks for the opportunity to have this. And I think it's going to be a little bit different than the big boys up in Boston and what they do. We're gonna have a little bit more of a local flair. We're going to be hitting a lot of things going on in the Blackstone Valley.
You mean you're not going to swear like those guys do?
We are
Every
not going to be
single show.
We are not going to swear.
Oh, okay, good. How about
You
that?
guys didn't tell me about that.
No, that's what they do. Dave.
In the other states.
Yeah.
No, I mean, obviously we'll touch on, the four major sports, and what's happening with them. We can't, not talk about that, and that's what first got me into sports anyway. But I think there's a lot in the area that doesn't get touched on. You got your Division I throughout the local colleges, and in not just football, but basketball, hockey, softball, baseball, and there's a lot going on, and we got lots of good guests that'll be calling in or maybe coming in tomorrow. We got Brendan McGeer from the Blackstone Valley calling times. We'll be calling in at
He's always
9:15.
good copy.
Absolutely. And we've got some commitments from the Worcester Red Sox, Providence College, Bryant, Mount St. Charles Academy.
When you get them on, be sure to ask them who the fifth mascot's going to be.
Well, I mean, and that was a thing. I wasn't sure whether to bring it up or not. But, Joe, if you're going to be breaking hard journalistic news like that ahead of my show, I mean, there goes my whole opening.
He was going to lead with it, Joe. You just took the first 15 minutes of his show away.
I got the press release and everything, the fourth mascot of the Worcester Red Sox, and now I got to write all new openings. So, you
Stole
got to
your
tell me
thunder.
this,
I
this
didn't
really
realize
stole
that.
the whole thing. This is the hard-hitting news that the people want
need to know.
And I wanted to delve into it, and you only gave it a couple of minutes.
You could get into more depth
All
tomorrow.
right. Not at the top of the bag, but okay.
Yeah, Clara the Heart. Anyway, like you mentioned, and high school stuff too.
Yes, Marty Crowley will be on as well.
Because Cumberland High baseball doing very well.
Yes,
Looking
very
to go
well. They're looking
back-to-back
to
state
defend.
championships.
Yeah, they want to defend their state championship that they beat Hendricken on last year.
Mm-hmm.
They also beat LaSalle Academy on the way to winning states last year. So that's a big get for Cumberland High School last year. Their softball team, coached by Marty Crowley, is also in the playoffs, which start next week.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of good local happenings and cheap alternative happenings to paying the big prices up in Boston and Foxborough.
I don't know if you want to get into any controversies.
What?
Because we have one here in Woonsocket, Dave. Tommy Brian, the head coach of Woonsocket High School baseball, abruptly quit in the middle of the season, and I don't know if you want to delve into that kind of subject matter as well.
Yeah, that's going to be the first subject matter. It's not necessarily going to be this hard hitting journalistic.
Yeah.
But when a topic like that comes up and it hits the local community, that's why having Brendan in tomorrow. He wrote the article back on May 8th, I believe, about Tommy resigning. And as a sport parent myself, I feel like the sports parents might be to blame if I'm reading the article correctly. In between the lines. And baseball coaches have raised over $10,000 for the through the Alumni Association to do good things for Woonsocket baseball. Just don't up and resign without either pressure from the parents or administration. And I'd like to get Brendan's take on this. I have my feelings on sports parents being one, and it's not all fun and games with the sports parents. They make things not so nice for a lot of the coaches, all the experts out there.
So, Kevin, we got a question come in, and you might want. I don't know if you want to save it for tomorrow, but and maybe the person can call you in and talk to you live. But what's the difference between talking baseball now?
Okay.
What's the difference between a safety squeeze and a suicide squeeze?
Now, suicide squeeze, they just break the runner on third is breaking for the plate. It's like a straight steal, and you got to do everything you can to get that bunt down, no matter where the ball is thrown.
Okay.
Safety squeeze is the runner on third's anticipating a bunt, looking to steal, and as soon as the bunt gets down, then you might break for home. Or wait for the throw to go to first before you break for home. So it's more of a safety that if the ball is thrown way out of the zone and the batter can't hit it, the runner will get safely back to third.
Okay.
On that.
Does that sound right, Melissa?
Sure. Sounds good to me.
Did you have to wake up, Melissa?
That's the way I'd explain it. Yeah, go ahead.
Melissa, it's a round thing that they use. It's got red stitching around it.
I want to know why somebody cared.
Well, some people
Everybody
do.
has
The
their thing,
baseball
though.
fans care about
I
this
mean,
kind
somebody
of thing.
actually got up, picked up the telephone, and called in that
love it.
question
Who wants to know the answer
to
to
the
that
radio
question?
station.
Yeah.
God bless their pointy little head.
Maybe
believe
they
that anybody
didn't
cares.
know, Dave. Maybe
Right,
they didn't know, and they had the expert sitting
They
here. Why
figured it.
not ask her? Remember, the only question that you don't ask is, what's the old saying? I can't remember. it.
The only
question's a dumb
stupid
No
question
question's
is
a
the
dumb
one you don't like,
question. That's right. No question's a dumb one.
But when you are coaching softball and baseball, which I've done for the last few years, trying to get the runner on third when you're first explaining suicide squeeze, you're just going to run for home. Yeah, but the batter has a big bat in their hand. Trust me, if they saw the signal, they won't be swinging it.
That
Yes.
can be dangerous.
What do you mean if? Yeah.
If.
So you'll move from as the seasons change.
Yeah.
The different sports will come in
Absolutely.
later in the
Oh,
summer.
he's going to
it's high
talk
school
baseball
football.
in December.
Well, you could.
The hot stove league.
So, but you're just not going to focus on, who are the Patriots going to take in the draft, or
No.
who are the Bruins going to get rid of in free agency?
Right, no, it's not going to be just that. If you're looking for Brady versus Belichick and who is better, it's been done to death for 6 years. I think it's a combination of both. That's it. No discussion on that.
All right.
6 more years can go on somewhere else. So listen.
All right. So Rich is the big Boston Bruins fan, by
Yes,
the way.
I am. Yes, I
So
So can I get his take on something?
go ahead, Rich. Ask him a question.
I've been involved with the Cam Neely Foundation for
Oh,
Cancer
nice.
Care for 20 years now, and every time I go around and ask a question to them folks, I love Jake DeBrusque.
Yes.
Do you think what do you think? Do you think they're going to resign Jake?
if the price is right, I think they would be more than happy to have him back. However, I think his asking price is going to be way too high. I think he's been looking for in that $5 or $6 million range, and I think the Bruins want him in the $3 million range. I think his play can be inconsistent at times, but overall, I do like DeBrusk. They did sweep the whole thing under the rug from 2 years ago when he asked to be traded.
Yes, they did. Oh, yeah.
He actually got booed the next game at the Garden, and
Yep.
then it kind of quietly went away. They changed coaches, and I like DeBrusk. When he shows up, he's really good. Sometimes he just kind of disappears.
He reminds me of, if you remember in the past, he reminds you a little bit about Randy Burridge.
Oh, Randy Burridge.
Remember
Stump,
Burridge?
yeah,
Same thing.
Stump Burridge.
Stump Burridge. Same
Yeah.
thing. Same thing.
Yeah.
Inconsistent, but boy, when he showed up, he showed up.
Oh, there was no one better. It was great to see him. But like, hey, where's DeBrusk?
All right, we got to run because we've run out of time. So we look forward to the show tomorrow, Kevin.
More sports talk. More sports
Well,
talk.
you get
9
it
to 10.
tomorrow, 9 to 10 tomorrow, right here on ON Radio. Calling Kevin 766-1240. We're looking forward to it, Kevin. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, and thanks for coming in for coffee. And Dave, thanks for coming in as well.
It's a pleasure.
Same as you, Melissa.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and Rich Lane. thanks for
Ladies
coming
and gentlemen out there, a little reflection on Memorial Day. Remember those that have given the ultimate sacrifice to the freedoms you enjoy in this country.
Very good. I'm Joe Callahan. Have yourself a great day and a great weekend. And stay tuned for Gary Smith of the crew. Do you remember at 9:30 here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
Surf lifeguard certification exams continue at Scarborough North State Beach as the state prepares for the summer season. They're giving exams at Scarborough North, usually at the top of the hour, with the last one set up just on Thursday before the weekend starts. Of course, this weekend it's showtime at the state beaches, and they'll resume their examinations of people who'd like to be a surf lifeguard at 9 a.m. on Wednesday the 29th at Scarborough Beach and Saturday at Burlingame State Park. Registration information is posted at riparks.ri.gov. It's a good job if you like to be at the beach a lot. Rhode Island researchers and scientists will be receiving a big boost to their budgets from the National Institute of Health. The state's congressional delegation announced the Rhode Island colleges and universities will be sharing over $20 million to strengthen the biomedical